truth and the absolute laws of nature, for guiding me, protecting me, and giving me the strength to endure the imperfect. I shall attack with vigor, making progressive moves. A divine mind knows, a divine mind shows. All things work in divine order. All things work in divine order. All things work in divine order. Peace and power to the people of the struggle. Salute, salute, salute. As you come on in, know that this is a safe space. And I mean it. Know that this is a safe space. A safe space. This is a space for learning and getting learned up. A space for educating and being educated. A space where we question, when we answer, seek solution. Man, this is disturbing and it's a little triggering. You got to give me a minute. You know how I feel about DV. Okay? And any accusations of DV. This is the field of work. So again, you have to. All right? You have to. Give me a second. Because what we can't do is allow social media to be a space where people can make mockery of things like DV. Okay? So know that this is a space where we seek solutions, where we question, we have conversation, we have dialogue, where we seeking solution on a path towards true liberation. Classroom assistants, come on through. Classroom assistants, make sure, because this is work, contrary to what people believe. Okay, this is true work. Talking, discussion, building is work. Educating is work. So don't let people run with that false narrative that it isn't. That because you talk, because that's what educators do. Right? All of them. Socrates, Plato, all of whoever. They did the same thing. So now because you sit here in front of a computer or a phone that it isn't work, this is work. Okay? So classroom assistants, please put all contact information in the chat for the duration of the chat. Please put all funding info in the chat for the duration of the chat. Okay? For the duration of the class. If you or anybody you know has an anger management issue, please reach out for an assessment. If you or anyone you know, and I'm telling you, because this is where we're at with it, believe that you are in a domestic violence situation, reach out for help to anyone. If it is someone who you trust, please alert them. And in that space, if you have time to get away, book an assessment, get some help. The life you save may be your own. Let's not allow what we're watching to trivialize this whole situation here. And that's the only reason why I'm speaking on it to this degree. Because they seem to be playing with this. And as I said a couple of days ago, there's a lot of cap in this. This looks like some industry rollout, and I keep telling you, separate yourself. Separate the artist and the creativity from reality. Okay? Who's up in class? Shy Rivers was good. Strictly gained a brand. What up? What up? Dave P, what's going on? Philip, you back in class? Boom. What up? What up? Disrupting reality. Uptown Dre, TC. Tierra. What up, Tierra? What's good? D. Haven. Salute. Salute. D. Haven. Back to back to back. In class. The essence aesthetic. Huh? You get a 55. Yeah, you get a 55. Yeah. Angel Dickinson, Van, salute. What's good? What's good? Yeah, Essence Instead. I love you, but you get a 55. You ain't been here. You get a 55. Richardson, what up? What up? Coach, what up? Motion. Vitamin Vision. Yeah. Yeah. You on time today? Okay, Coach, you on time today? Essence Aesthetic. We getting ready to get in. And again, as always, let's participate. We learn from one another. If your classmates ain't up in here, share the vid and come back in. Because it's very important that we not allow this. And excuse me that I'm moving around and you hear a noise. I cannot find a quiet space. Construction is going on all around. The neighbor building some damn wall. Like I'm not even understanding it. I went back there to check something out. Got a wall like we in Clinton or Attica. I'm like, what is this? High up. Concrete. Okay? I'm doing everything, Motion. I'm doing everything. Trust and believe. I'm doing it all. I'm doing it all. I'm telling you, it has to be allergy. And I'm not going to take anything. Everything is natural. You dig? Humidifier, everything. I got the profession. Y'all think I'll be playing? I got everything. See the doTERRA and all that? I got all type of stuff. I don't be playing. I just don't advertise it. I ain't playing. I got it all. I'm working on it. Trust and believe. Now listen, this whole Keke Palmer incident from the very rip seemed like a play. Again, in this class, I don't know about anywhere else, we take DV very serious. We take claims of DV very serious, whether it's conventional, a heterosexual relationship, whether it's intimate partner abuse, right, which is the new terminology for the Skittles and the rainbow, whatever it is, we deal with that. We deal with it. Nobody has the right to put hands on anybody, especially in these spaces, the most vulnerable spaces, which is your bed, which is your home. Very dangerous spot to be in the arms of an abuser or a batterer, right? Because when you get the assessment, when I'm assessing someone, I'm also making an attempt to find out, is it a situation of just an incident, an event? Is this ongoing abuse, or is this a space where someone is a batterer and they're being beat consistently? There's difference in it. So in making my assessment, I'm asking specific questions. Okay? And from the rollout of this doesn't seem, when viewing it as a batterer's a situation. And this is what people are triggered by, especially when we're dealing with celebrities, especially when we're dealing with melanated young girls who are celebrities and grew up in the public eye. People get triggered when they hear these things. and start taking on empathy because they themselves may have gone through it or are sitting in a pocket of it, and get on social media and start running rampant with it, not understanding that this could be a play just like every other situation that we've been seeing or been hearing. So we have to assess this in a proper way. Now, wasn't going to speak on it until I was sent audio of Keke Palmer's mother. Now, I don't know the platform. I never heard it before. I'm not aware of it, but it's Armand Wiggins. Whoever Armand Wiggins is, released a video, I guess, got to be about 10, 11 hours ago with audio, excuse me, of Keke Palmer's mother sharing, cursing, threatening her child's father. I mean, and with I've never heard the woman speak before. Never really knew what she looked like until just now. Because as we see, and as we have been taught and witnessed in my generation, when it comes to children who are in Hollywood or we see them on television and growing up, we don't know too much about the parents. We didn't see Gary Coleman parents until he was suing them. You understand? The only parent we really seen was, damn it, Joe Jackson. And we know Joe was putting foot. Well, we're going to assume Joe was putting foot in behind. You understand? We didn't know. But we know now, right? And we now know that so many of these children, their parents or relatives were in the whip. And that's how they got in. Secret society type stuff. Taking oath type stuff. Sacrificing type stuff. And as we got older and as technology developed, we started to learn about the spooky. We started to learn about the whip and getting in the whip. So I never knew who Keke Palmer's mother was, didn't care. Right? How many of y'all seen the other girl mother, Kyla Pratt? Y'all know who her parents are? Keisha Knight Pulliam. Raven Simone. Of course, we know who Kim Fields' mama was because Kim Fields' mama was established. Actress, director, writer. We know the family. The family is in the whip. You get what I'm saying? So I didn't know who this woman was, but now there's audio. And based on the time of the audio, we have to make the general assumption that they lined his man up, that he was lined up from the rip. And in what she was saying, there's little key things I always tell you, listen to language. Now, we're not going to sit here and absolve him. We're not going to sit here and take his responsibility away from any actions that he may or may not have committed. Because again, domestic violence is serious. Very serious. I have a daughter. I have a sister. I have nieces. Friends. Okay? I've been working in the field in the last 5 years, dealing with fathers who are batterers, who are abusers, who have court ordered mandates that they seek help. And been trained. I've been trained to do this. This ain't nothing that I'm pulling out of my behind. Trained by Duluth, right? Which is the international domestic violence organization. When I'm training, getting certified to do domestic violence work, There are people in the class from London, right? From Russia, Australia, all over the world. All over. This is the premiere. You go to Duluth, right? So it's serious for me. So are allegations that are false. And people tend to not look in that space, right? That some of these allegations are false. We're not going to say if that's the case here, but we do know that in terms of Hollywood, in terms of the industry, in terms of putting plays together, an agenda so people can refocus on certain individuals, we know that that is absolute. We know it. We've proven it in different classes and say, yo, that's cap. Oh, this is setting up this in order for us to watch that. So now we get this audio of this mother who definitely, from what I'm seeing and from what I'm hearing, is not presenting as such. You want to present yourself, right, as Florida Evans. But what I'm hearing out your mouth, whoa, it is very much Zelia Bankish, right? That very much Kaya. Very, she got a tone. She sounded like Jaguar Wright. This Sharon Palmer, this woman who, man, I'm trying to see why the Rainbows and the Skittles is not pushing to cancel her. She basically outing people. So, again, let us listen, pay attention to the language. And I want you to know that heterosexual males have absolutely no power in the whip, no power and control at all in the entertainment industry. Heterosexual men have no power or control in Hollywood. And that's an absolute fact. They have zero control. Okay? You have never seen it. They don't write checks. They don't give the final green light. None of that. Especially if they're black, if they're melanated. They don't control nothing. And we just did a bill yesterday on Terrence Howard. You don't even get to determine whether or not you're getting a check or not, but you're working. So power and control, and I say that heterosexual black men or men, period, have no control in Hollywood. They don't have control in the whip, is because we have to understand that everything about domestic violence is about power and control. The ability to establish power and control over an individual or individuals, over a spouse or a loved one and the family and children. That is what abusers do. That is what batterers do. They have power and control over every element or as much of the elements that are involved with how people live their lives. So when we see heterosexual men get in the whip or make an attempt to get into the whip or in the relationship with somebody in the whip, we already know what's going down. We already know that they have to submit and bend before anything else. They have to have a tolerance and an acceptance that they are losing control. Okay? That they will lose control. You know, that's like anybody. Anybody. If you are looking in that direction, or if they are looking in your direction, a woman, you know, whether she's a singer, a rapper, an actress, and you're not in the whip as a man, there are things that you're going to have to tolerate. She is part of an entire institution. And that institution is going to protect its asset. It's going to protect its bag. So you don't have power and control. You don't own that person. You're stepping into a space where, whether you know it at that time, you're going to lose a lot of yourself, a lot of your morals, a lot of your values. You're going to lose it. It's going to be gone. And which is why I questioned it from the beginning. From the beginning, when there was this whole incident that he went on Twitter or X and showed his displeasure, right? With her wearing this dress. And I'm like, I understand he's young. However, you must have at least some type of knowledge of who she is and what she's doing. And now that we're finding out other information that him and his brother actually know about the whip and been on the edges of the whip for quite some time, is making me believe even more that this is a cat situation, that this is a play being set up. Right? Because it's not easy to get that close. It's not easy. And that relationship came from out of nowhere. She went from getting sprayed in her eye and rest of that protest to sitting on the couch with Michael Strahan to announcing it was SNL. And she with child. You understand? All this has been in the public eye and under institutions and specific banners. So we have to understand that she is being watched. She's being protected. She's in spaces that anybody, the dumbest of all men, the beast of all beasts, are going to be on their best behavior. There ain't no relationships like you and I. There ain't no relationships where you got 8, 9, 10, 12, 14 hours of clear access to who you're sleeping with, to who you are in a relationship with. No. These people never alone to that degree. Not when they're working. Do you understand? Not when they're working. It doesn't go down like that. There's scripts to read. There's meetings to be held with producers, with business people, with product designers, with all type of stuff, with accountants. The downtime is minimal. There's always eyes. Always. There's family members that they have to take care of. There's just things always going on. Damn it. Me. Little old me. Nobody. Mr. Bliz. Shit. I barely have time in this rat race. And I ain't meeting with no producers. I'm not reading no scripts. I'm not trying to create whole networks. And I barely have time. So imagine somebody that's that large, that they claim is speaking for a generation, to be somewhere getting abused daily. Not saying it didn't happen, but we got to go through and we got to see. Because again, from Armand Wiggins releasing this audio and me listening to it and reading the comments, he's getting a lot of hate. Well, I don't even know if it's a he. I'm assuming Armand Wiggins. But getting a lot of hate and a lot of pushback. And all I guess he released it for is to have people take a different look at the situation. So me in this line of work, I have to look at it too. I have to, and from the rip. Because what we have to understand with the audio is that we don't know who recorded it. We don't know. Some are saying that he recorded it and that's against the law in California. We don't even know if it was in California where he recorded it or it was recorded. And we have to understand also, Keke Palmer's the one who put her mother on speaker. She did that. So I'm guessing now that she was the one, since she was the one who pressed or put her moms on speaker, that they had to assume that he was recording as well, which is why afterwards there was such a quick dart to get law enforcement involved at this point. Because now you have to put certain things into play. Now you have to make things make sense. Because if you never went to law enforcement prior to that, how could you put the rest of these things into play? Which was said here, right? Now, I'm listening, and this mother is cursing up a storm, going all the way in. First, very disrespectful, calling him stupid. He's illiterate. Your mama raised you up wrong. You understand? And from it, if this is prior to this still shot, supposedly home video of him pushing her or whatever they alleged he was doing in there, this could have been the trigger for that. Because, again, in her rant, she's saying he's not well. He's stupid. You're mentally off. And then Keke is herself pushing that. Yeah. You're not well. Harassing. And this is what is consistently being said. Harassing. Nothing about beating. Nothing about him putting hands on. Nothing about abuse to that degree. No battery claims. Just harassment. And we're not going to say that harassment isn't a tactic of those making an attempt to get power and control over their victims. Okay? But they're saying harassing. I'm listening for you put your hands on her. I'm listening for the mama who didn't know she was being recorded to say, you put your hands on my child. I didn't hear that. That's very important. And there's a lot of industry talk in her language. A lot. A lot of industry talk. You know how this go. Why are you worrying about this so much? How dare you harass her over a dress? How dare you harass her over Usher? And at that point, when she threw his name out, she began to, because she outed him in there. It wasn't just harass her about Usher. She outed him. If we never believed it before, if we never heard it before, we're hearing this woman shout out Usher as being Skittle, Rainbow. You know that he is the B in the LGBTQ. You know Usher is B. This is what she's saying. So why are you worrying about that? Why are you harassing her about that? You're stupid. Usher is B. Whoa. So your daughter's in the whip. You're in the whip. Outing Usher. Like, what he got to do with any of that? From the gate. Somehow he's interwoven in it. As if she would have wore that dress, which really wasn't all that bad. We've seen her in worse. But now, this woman is allowed to say that and no cry from the rainbow, no cry from the Skittles, no cry so far from the LGBTQ community. Going at her. That's good. She can do that. However, if it was if it was me, if it was any other platform, anyone else who was straight that would out somebody like that without proof, just throwing it out there, we would get canceled. We would get strikes. We'd be done off. What's going on? She's allowed to do that? And nothing had been tampered. This ain't AI. We heard it. And she said it several times. You know Usher's like that. You know Usher's B. You know he like that. How you harassing her over this dress? How you harassing her over that? But you stupid. Your mother raised you stupid. You and then your brother. Word around town is that your brother. See, here we go again. So you go from saying something that is anti-gay about Usher to throwing this man's brother in the mix. And what did she say about the brother? Oh, we know. They say that your brother nurses eggplants. Using different terms. Yeah, your brother nurses eggplants. That he catheterizes cucumbers. Just throw this man brother up in the excuse me, up under the bus. Like, what? Hold on, lady. And so vile and disrespectful in it. Like, hold on. Hold on, Mom. Come on, Mom. That's the language. This is where we at. Very anti-rainbow, very anti-Skittle. She gets to wild out. She gets to wild out like that. Why? If this wasn't a play, if this isn't some type of narrative to get all of us to minimize just how serious domestic violence is. If they can utilize, these platforms to this degree in order for something to happen down the road, which isn't helpful to people who work in domestic violence, then yo, come on, man. She was explicit and graphic. Say nobody like your brother. They consider him an a-hole. But they say he catheterizes cucumbers. He nurses eggplants. Your brother do the most. Yeah, your stupid brother help you harass. You listen to your brother. Because the brother's saying, yo, son, she out here with what's good. So whatever his mama raised them to be, the brothers is looking out for each other. But I'm trying to figure out, where's this community at? Where's this community at? When it comes to, yo, we this, we that, push, rainbow this, rainbow that. No, you can't bully us. No, we can go wherever we need to go. We can use this bathroom. Boo, we got rights. You got to accept us, this, that, and the third. No bullying. No, this is how I identify. All of that for any of us, right? But she can out Usher. She can out his brother. And she can do it unapologetically, not apologizing for nothing. The same way she's been on TMZ and all these other little platforms or vehicles, saying that, she's this, she's that, and trying to throw her Florida Evans on. Now, you could be as ratchet and as vulgar as you want to speak about men in that format, if say they are that. You just made them feel terrible. Right? And then not only that, you went a whole different direction. I was like, hold up. You call this man, you said Darius Jackson, this is mama now, saying he got a limp jump off. That his jump off is limp. Why the mama know that? What part of the game is that? You know that, mama? How you know that man business like that? Consistently berating him. This is what she said. This is what she was saying. Now that's cool. You saying that that's cool? That she can out Usher and his brother? That she could keep pushing buttons? That she could disrespect his mama? Your mama's stupid. Your mama this. This is just going in. But again, not one claim that this man put his hands on her. Not once did she say, and you put your hands on my daughter again. Now again, me knowing the work, me knowing domestic violence, me knowing that it's about power and control before it even get physical. By the time a DV situation, an intimate partner abuse situation takes place, there's so many different elements where you can be abusive. You understand? You can be financially abusive, emotionally abusive, spiritually, verbally. You can do all these things. You can control their movements, isolate them from family. It's so much. But not one time did this woman, as enraged as she was, say you put your hands on her. That's alarming. For me, that's a little coded. Okay? Mom said he got the limp jump off. Now, in that, he begins to try to defend himself because he's saying, damn all that. I texted y'all and told y'all I was coming to get my son. My son is in here. What's going on? And then again, they start berating him, calling him all type of names and cursing him out. He said, oh, that's beside the point. Where's my son? And then the mother keeps saying, you harassed her, you harassed her, you harassed her. And Kiki chiming in. But check out what Kiki said. You said this about me, you called me this, you said that. But me, knowing me, you should have known this, that, and the third. Right? Again, I'm listening. You had no right to be harassing me because others have endured more. I have endured more. So I'm like, so what? Wait a minute. So he didn't have the right to get mad at the dress. He didn't get the right. He doesn't have the right to be angry and upset because others have endured more. And I was alone. I'm like, so what is she talking about? She said, others have endured more. I have endured more. So for me, that's Hollywood talk. That's whip talk. Like, so that means that people who have dealt with her have endured some type of abuse. Okay? This is what I'm talking about. That she has endured more. Oh, hold on. She was like, you could have just talked to me. You could have just talked to me. What does that mean? What does that mean? You could have just talked to me. Even though you've been enduring. What was he enduring? What kind of abuse could he have been enduring? What kind of treatment? Listen, I'll keep telling y'all to listen. Because Moms is a beast. She's a number. She's a number. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Right? They talk about Moms. She said from the rip. I'm trying to decode certain things that he was saying. And he's saying, yeah, you positioned her in a way. Okay. To where Mom said, yeah, what? Oh my, he's trying to insinuate that, that y'all sacrificed me. And Mom said, yeah, well, maybe we did sacrifice her. Maybe for the millions, we did sacrifice her the way your mama should have sacrificed you. Maybe you would have been a better person. Oh, man, the language is something else, man. I keep telling y'all. Come on. Listen up. Listen up. I have to listen up. And I wouldn't care what transpired. At that point, if there was no court order in place, and I'm talking about, I don't care what it is. If there is no legal action, if there's no police action up until that point, no court document. That man said he coming to see and pick up his son. The minute y'all took that child away, y'all was out of pocket. That's why I question the timing of this call. Because when they went to law enforcement, there was an immediate order of protection, in play. Immediate. Until a hearing. Because they got to go to a hearing to get all this out. Immediately. No contact, right? Limited contact. You can't be it. Boom, boom, boom. Nothing from the son. Nothing. All that dead until we get to a hearing. So I got to question that. Because if the call was after that, he would be locked up. So now I have to say that the call was somewhere prior to what we see in this little still photo of the alleged incident where he was abusive. So again, for all this time, him walking the baby in behind her as she going to work, red carpets and all this stuff where he was the greatest, he was the dad, no allegations, nothing. Now, all of a sudden, this dude is running around like Debo in the house. Again, we're not saying it didn't happen, but we have to look at the narratives because every day I have somebody who's really in a batterer's situation, really in a DV situation. And when they go to the precinct, because of false allegations, police drag their feet. Because false allegations, children are getting abused because the system drags their feet. So when we have some Hollywood shit going on, we have to be very, very clear and specific about what we are witnessing, what we are bearing witness to, and take your feelings up out of it and start listening for clarity. We take that very serious. We deal with the traumas of domestic violence, looking for safety spaces, trying to find ways out, safe ways out. So we got these people that could be playing a game with it. We gotta look real close and listen. Listen, I'm hearing a lot of anti-heterosexual male language. I'm hearing a lot of anti-gay language. She could just do that in Hollywood. She can just do that. They okay with it. They for real now. What's the chick name that wrote the shot? She's okay with that? What's my homie name from what's that damn show? Walker Castro. You know the dude that was just on Dancing with the Stars last night. He okay with that? Y'all okay with this woman just blatantly outing Usher like that? They good with that? Like Diddy, Puffy, you good with that? Y'all okay? So then, we need to take all those hate crimes as it pertains to the rainbow up off the books now. Take all the bullying up out of it. Get them laws off the books, because she could do it. Kiki Palmer mama said it's all right. We could bully people. We could call them out. It's all good. We could curse them out. We can curse them for being who they are. That's good now. That's fair. All that's fair. Right? Put your rainbow flags up. Kiki Palmer mother said it's all right. What up? What's good? Because I deal with it every day. You understand? And it's not propaganda when somebody's reaching out to me for services. That ain't propaganda. That's for real. When we have real sick men and women that are abusing people, that are batterers to people, that are beating kids, that are making it a living hell for somebody to be in a space. For this woman to come along and just to throw it all out the window. You say, man, listen, I could say he do this. I could say he do that. And I don't care what has transpired. That man's son's supposed to have been there. So again, I want to see how, because this is playing out in front of us. And what y'all have to understand, the same way y'all see these rap dudes make these videos, go on the Euro platform and seemingly tell on themselves about felonies and crimes and hustling and all that, and they get jammed up legally, this woman should be jammed up too. If it doesn't happen, that's when you start to question whether or not what you're watching is real. You're like, hold on. How could this person talk about crimes? How does this person could be biased and nothing happened to them? Did this really happen? Because we just watched this one dude just say something at work and get fired. We just seen this one woman show her displeasure in Target or Walmart, and she got arrested. She threatened this man. Not for putting hands on her child, for harassing. For harassing. So again, where it's at. I want to know where that's cool at. In public. I want to know where that's cool at. Where she could talk about this man's genitalia. And how stupid he is and how dumb his mama is and how suspect his brother is, and threaten him. And nothing happens. Nobody says a word. How she can definitively say, everybody know how Usher get down. And I'm using the loose terms. Everybody know. You don't know that? Whoa. Whoa. Man. She said some very horrible things. And I'm telling you, I've seen people get their channel snatched for a sentence. For way less than that. We've seen people lose Twitter pages, IG pages for a meme. You mean to tell me she could do that and this ain't a play? That this ain't no Juicy Smollett type stuff? Really? Really? You see how Juicy's ended, right? I'm telling you. By the time this gets back to court and whatever comes out as far as documents and proof and this and that, we're going to see if this restraining order they have on him holds up, because it's very serious. I'm telling you, I've dealt with fathers who had zero contact, and after hearing, they get everything back. Okay? Trust and believe. withhold emotions and the arguing and back. Because on Mom Wiggins in the comments, oh my goodness, immediately there was 1,000 comments. I stand with Kiki. I do this. I do. This is how you got duped so many times before. You don't know this. You don't know that. You don't know this. I mean, highly charged and not listening and not watching. A lot. We have to pay attention. Listen with your ears, process with your mind, and not your heart. Because this is Hollywood. This is industry. She said a lot of things in there that were industry related. You could have gotten a business, the brother, this, that. So what is this? All of them are actors? I've never seen none of him nor his brother. But his brother got a history. Yeah, his brother got a history. His brother was on The Voice, on some of them video games and all. Like, they all in the industry. And a lot of the time that these things go viral is because it's a play. They want you to focus your lens on something else. But what we're not going to do is we're not going to play with domestic violence. There's too many elements in that pie, right? In that wheel, the power and control wheel. There's too many elements that you miss. And I'm saying it, and I'm telling you specifically, a heterosexual black man has zero power and control over anyone that he deals with in the entertainment industry, whether it's Hollywood, television, or the music industry. You have zero control, Jack. It is ran, dominated, and institutionalized by that community. And that community, if it's not outraged about this mama's mouth, then we know something. Then we know something. Where's the outrage in it? That's when you begin to see whether or not this is factual or not, whether this is a play or not. Okay? Because I've been around a long time. And since this Me Too shit, you can't say a peep. Excuse me. You can't say a peep. Nothing off beat against that rainbow community. She can do it? Okay. Gabrielle Union is good with her saying these things about Usher? I would like to know. Gabrielle, you good with that? You good? Niecy Nash, y'all good with this? I would like to know. What's really hard? Y'all good with that? Exactly, Tisha. You can't even challenge your children on it. But she could just blast Usher off like that and not suggest it. Statement, a definitive statement. We all know that. You should know that. And you're stupid if you don't know that. That Usher is like that. Ooh. So yeah, shout out to that to whatever the platform, Armand Wiggins. Shout out to the platform for releasing that. I don't know where he got it from, and I don't know nothing about the platform. But when my class sends me something that they know we need to build on, that we need to break down, Oh, I'm going to use it. We're going to talk about it. So again, fund this work. Fund the war effort because, again, I always tell you, guard your mind. This is a war for your mind. It wants your lens in different spaces, not on matters of importance. You understand? Keep hearing people say that. And when you say things like that, like, oh, just talking, when you're talking from a space of, so you saying teachers are not working, college professors and lecturers are not working because they sit and talk. This is how we move. This is what, again, separates humans from animal life. Because we think, we rationalize, we reason, we have recollect, we have foresight. So in the spaces where we're talking, yes, this is work. However, it can't be your only work. So in this discussion and in the work that we're moving and teaching people about domestic violence, teaching people about batterers and batterers accountability and anti-gun violence campaigns, unnecessary gun violence campaigns, and talking, this is work. Trust and believe. But when people shrug their shoulders to it or act like it's not really work, that's why our children are suffering. That's why our children are failing and dropping out of school, because you don't treat teachers and educators the way you should be treating them. They don't get paid the way they should be getting paid. Because people down, they just talking. They just, yeah. But when we're shaping minds to be liberated, to believe in themselves, it's a lot of work. It's not easy. It's not light. Continuously putting out content, continuously speaking, and not being redundant. Consistently engaging people in thought. And assisting in building networks so people could feel great about themselves in spite of the consistent attacks that we go through. So this is work. Now, whether you choose to support the work or not, that's specifically on the individual. But it's work, nonetheless. Or else everybody and anybody would be doing it. And we know that that's not a fact. So again, I appreciate my classroom assistants for coming through. Encourage them. Share. Build a class. Let your classmates know this is the second class today. Fund the war effort. Yeah. Yeah. This definitely is a war. If y'all think it's not, whoo, y'all should know by now that everything is a play for your mind. The damn Krispy Kreme's commercial is a play for your mind. The prescription drug commercials and ads is a play for your mind. Knowing exactly what Taylor Swift dusty ass is doing 5 times a day, all day, is a play for your mind. This is a war. Guard your mind and definitely support those who truly love you and seek your liberation along with their own. You dig what I'm saying? Make sure you come back to class with all 10 fingers and 10 toes. Don't believe in me. Believe in my belief in you. Believe in my belief in you. Fund the war effort. Peace.